Chairman, fellow speakers, and do we have a guest or is everybody paid up?
I think everyone's paid up.
Absolutely brilliant. Well done. This is an assessment for an F2 speech, and this speech is all about constructing a speech, and that means basically a beginning, a middle and an end, and it should all come together. The content doesn't matter so much at this stage, as long as you've got clear beginning, a middle and an end, and it all works so that it hangs together as a speech. And I think this speaker managed to achieve that. There were in fact two beginnings to my mind, because there were two stories. There were two anecdotes or recollections, if you like, which formed the middle part of the speech. So having introduced the beginning of the speech with what it was about, which was about the two ponies and the fact that they were her friends' ponies who she sometimes went for a walk with, and the middle bit was about what happened on those walks on one occasion. And so that was a good middle bit, and then there was an end. And I must admit I was wondering how it was all going to end, and would there be another story, would there be some link back to the beginning? And in fact the end came very suddenly, I think, but it was very clear. And I think one thing that was quite good was the title of the speech, which was Jenny's Wayward Ponies, was not really mentioned in that speech at all. So the speaker gave the title so that we knew what to expect, and we were introduced to the ponies and something about them. And then the last bit was something like, and that is why it's not the first time I've been blamed for the misbehaviour of my friend Jenny's ponies. So that immediately took you back to the beginning and the title and the reason for the speech. So in terms of beginning, middle and end, it was a well-constructed speech. Along the way there were gestures, quite a lot of them, quite large gestures. The speech was given in a clear voice, not too rushed. There was a good use of voice and some of the advanced aspects that we look for in a speech, like word pictures, like the use of the voice, the tone, the pitch and the pace and the pause. That was all included, which seemed to be a natural way of speaking. There was some humour as well, which I think the stories lent themselves to. But you've got to be able to tell it. It's the way you tell them, as they say, in order to get that humour to come out. It's not just, what is said, but it's the way you say it, and the speaker managed to do that. A couple of perhaps learning points. I'm not sure about the use of a swear word in the middle. It might have been part of natural speech, it might have been appropriate. I'm not sure if it was okay, because the speaker had previously shown that you could create the picture, make the point, and have humour by using a phrase that wasn't crude in any way. What I'm referring to is the horse who was evacuating its bowels on the lawn. It's quite a phrase to say. I think people would have perhaps said it in some other way which was not quite so eloquent. So when the speaker used the word bloody, we all understood, and it wasn't offensive, but maybe you need to get on with the speeches. There's a clever way of doing it that is perhaps even more powerful than a swear word. So overall, I thought for an F2 it was a good speech. It contained all the elements that we were looking for, a beginning, a middle, and end. There was entertaining detail in the middle. Perhaps at times another learning point is, you can have too much detail. There was a lot of different roads, and people might be trying to have these word pictures in their minds of that area of Swindon and which road goes where, and you're so busy concentrating on working out that you miss the content of the story. So whilst it's good to have detail, sometimes you can have a little bit too much detail. But I thought, as I say, for an F2 it was a jolly good effort. The time was very good. I think we were just 6 seconds off the target time. It was entertaining. It told the story. It had the beginning, a middle and end. So I would like to congratulate the speaker on F2, which is a pass, and encourage her to go on and do the next stage.